Ethan kept both hands on the wheel now as he carefully maneuvered the Mercedes through the crowd. We crawled forward 1 foot at a time, the humans swarming in a cloud so thick we couldn't see the road ahead. The fairies walked alongside, one hand on the roof of the petite roadster like members of the Secret Service in a presidential motorcade. We moved slowly, but we moved. And as we moved, we passed 2 teenagers who stood on my side of the car, arms linked together, a boy and a girl. They were so young, and they were dressed in shorts and tank tops like they'd spent the day at the beach. But their expressions told a different story. There was hatred in their eyes, hatred too intense for 16-year-olds. The girl had smeared mascara beneath her eyes as if she'd been crying. The boy watched the girl, his hatred for me maybe prompted by his infatuation with her. With jarring suddenness, they began to chant together, "No more vampires! No more vampires! No more vampires!" Over and over again they cried out the mantra, zealotry in their voices, like angels ready to smite. "They're so young to be so angry," I quietly said. "Anger isn't merely for the old," Ethan pointed out. "Even the young can face misery, tragedy, and twist sadness into hatred." The rest of the crowd seemed to find the teenagers inspiring. One person at a time, they echoed the chant until the entire crowd had joined in, a chorus of hatred. "Get out of our neighborhood!" shouted a human close to the car, a thin woman of 50 or 60 with long gray hair, who wore a white t-shirt and khaki pants. "Go back to where you came from!" I faced forward again. "I'm from Chicago," I murmured, "born and bred." "I believe they had a more supernatural dominion in mind," Ethan said. "Hell, perhaps, or some parallel dimension inhabited solely by vampires and werewolves and, in any event, far from humans. Or they want us in Gary instead of Chicago. Or that," he allowed. I forced myself to face forward, blocking out the sight of their faces at the window, wishing I could will myself invisible or somehow merge into the leather upholstery and avoid the discomfort of listening to humans scream about how much they hated me.